And welcome back to part 6 of The Evil Within. This time we're going to try and take down the rest of chapter 5, but firstly we got a little fun section here. Well, I say fun, if everyone wastes through your ammo, this will be the section where you will waste all your ammo. Because you have to try and save Kidman, but the only way to save Kidman is to do waves and waves of enemies.
Get me out of this thing!
Then, after the waves and waves of enemies, you'll get a plot MacGuffin to try and open her up. So, yeah. You gotta fight all these enemies.
It's much more elaborate.
Don't know what I find funny, just him getting car off like that, and wow, that render. Right, we need to get down there and help him out as much as we can.
Yeah, I'm fine. Think you'd better get down here.
Yeah, alright. The one thing to be wary of is that some of them will some of these enemies will have dynamite on them. And if you take them out, that dynamite goes off. And some of them will be aware and they'll actually chase you with the dynamite strapped to them. Or in their hand. Oh, I was waiting there to fall over. Come on. Shit, she got back up. No, she's not getting back up now. Ow. I was trying to set the body on fire so it would take him as well. Like that. Ow. Oh, well, I actually got both of them. I thought he was too far away, that one on the right. We'll pick up the rest of the flares and a bit more ammo. If you keep moving, a lot of the enemies won't be able to stop their animation to start doing their attack, so... Oh, I was hoping that would catch him. Kidman's not going to drown anytime soon, so don't worry about it. I do think you only have a limited amount of time, but I do think the amount of time it gives you is more than enough. Like I've never seen her die. So I'll take it for what it is, and Joseph is getting bad. If Joseph goes down, it's immediate game over. So
I've still got a little fight left in me.
there we go. Joseph can fight, but Joseph's ability to fight is nowhere near as good as you'd hope.
Watch out! They've got dynamite.
Here's the dynamite ones. That dynamite's gonna go off. Like so. The amount of damage the dynamite does is probably enough to kill you, even when you're at full health. So I'd say just try and keep your distance. Like if you get caught off by one, you will regret it. I'm collecting gel. I know they're above us. Because I do it here. It won't work. Like from where it was, it would have been a really dodgy angle. Oh, there goes the axe. Fucking throws the dynamite as well, like cheeky buggers. We're most of the way through this. We've got a little bit more, but oh, I think he got it. Alright.
Is that it?
It's not. This is sort of just like you're nearly there way. They have the characters say things and speak at certain points to give you a bit of an idea of how far you're doing. Because like this is the home stretch now. And these ones have got iron plated mask things on. So if you shoot them in the head, you'll just go ding on the helmet. You can see them, yeah. Oh, that was my last match. Oh. Ow. Ooh, well, you tried to swing on me when I was trying to get up. Alright, we've got this axe. I think there's gonna be, yeah, there's more dynamite here. I'm sure it's just said the same line. Well. Oh! Well, I'll cut until I get back there. But we're pretty much here again.
Don't be a hero, back off.
I didn't actually check to see what was in here. I'll quickly do that whilst the enemies start approaching. I mean, Joseph can look after himself enough. Oh, they're climbing in anyway. Well, that axe didn't one hit it. Oh, we're getting health with more. We're getting enemies with actual decent amount of health now. Wow, that thing still didn't. Wow. Because the explosive bolts, they don't just immediately go off. Like you saw that one over there, it beeped and then she moved away. They're proximity mines. It looked like the enemy disappeared, but it was just the arrow took them way on the back over here. Well, if the enemy weren't dead, they are now. I'm going to stay in here because this is actually working out quite nicely.
Watch out, they've got dynamite.
Alright. Yeah, so these are the dynamite too that got us last time. Nicely done, Joseph, catching the enemy for me. Now I'm going to do a little bit of scrounging for ammo, and then I'll help Kidman out. So you have got like near enough. You got a lot of time, so it's not the end of the world.
You better come have a look at this.
Before she drowns.
Get the thing open. I think there's another control panel around here. We're running out of time. Where do these cables go?
Yeah, the cable. We follow the cables across, and it will lead us to a control panel where Joseph will work out a code, and we'll put in the code, and then it will save her. I'm going to use it quickly heal up. We've got more than enough time. We've got an actual time limit on the top right now. But it's very generous, so don't worry about it. Right, that enemy stops right next to the fire barrel to get you to use it. It's like it just wants to die. Ignore these locks for now. Like there's stuff in there, but don't worry about it right now. Look, the enemies, all the enemies despawn once you finish this section. Same as this guy, he despawns as well. So just get under here. Then if you get up here, there's two numbers on the control panels.
Yeah, a top one and a bottom one. Set the upper dial to 22 and the lower dial to 5.
Okay, so the upper one to 22. So let's move this to 22, and this one to 5.
22 on top and 5 on the bottom.
All right, cool, Joseph. I figured it out.
Are you all right?
Just a bit soaked.
Joseph, Kidman.
Right, now I'm gonna, instead of jumping down there like the game wants us to, I'm gonna retrace my steps because all those enemies were despawned, so we can check all the locked cells for goodies. Which is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back here. That enemy dropped ammo because it blew itself up. Anything in there? No. Oh, you can punch fucking locks. It's like Superman Sebastian punches locks. You don't need to shoot them off, just, you know, just break your knuckle on them. Same difference. Look, look. Nothing. Hey, I'll always take more bullets. There is a limit to the amount of bullets you can hold, but you can upgrade that limit through the upgrade thingy back at the hospital. So it's not the end of the world if you fill up with ammo. Just make it so you can hold more. Because when you start, you can hold one complete ammo set and then enough spare for another one. But later on you can have it so you can have like 4 clips spare. I saw boxes, so I'm going to check. Nothing? Oh, okay. Right, we need to actually jump down this pit. And down here is when things start to get a tad interesting. Well, not straight away. They make us do a bit of running first, but... Alright, somewhere around here there's a crack that we're supposed to climb through. There it is. Right, because we have to find Joseph and Kidman, but after you find them and help them out, something weird happens and we pretty much get just sort of dragged into a boss fight that I really don't enjoy the boss fight, by the way. You know when I said this game has a few bullshit moments with its boss fights? Well, the boss at the end of this section is probably the worst offender of that. Oh, I've got critical on the pistol, so I sometimes get headshots, and their heads will just explode. That's what critical is. Critical is chance for instant kill. And I got it at 20% right now. You can upgrade it to about 80%, I think. Which is great, so you can just start mowing things. Yeah, I'll make a bolt. I'm very cautious in this section because I'm not sure how far you go before you get pulled into the Joseph and Kidman section, and then after that it's really not long before you got into that boss fight. And I'm really dreading that boss fight. To the point where I'm considering splitting up this chapter into a third part, and the third part just being the boss fight. But it depends on how many attempts it takes me to do it. Because that's the thing. So I recorded it all in session with my commentary, and in my head I sort of make when I think I should go to the next part, and then I'll record the next part from there. So I still start every part as if it sounds like I start every part. Just at some points I don't. Like at some points I'll sit there and go, I've still got time. At other points I'll sit there and go, actually I'll split this because I won't have enough. But we're only like, I'd say near 10 minutes in, if I had to take a guess. So I think we've got enough time. I'll at least give the boss 1 attempt at this part. And if I don't get it, I'll wait till next time. Because I'm doing the game a session per chapter, so when I finish this chapter is when I'll start editing and putting the parts together and such and such. It's just I'm starting to become more aware that these chapters are getting longer, so my sessions are getting longer. Like this one, I've already had a few failed attempts. This one's already taken me the best part of an hour. But I think after this chapter I'm going to take a little bit of a break, just because chapter 6 onwards when the game starts to get quite challenging. And to be honest, it's partly because I want to delay going to chapter 9 as much as possible. Because don't get me wrong, I really enjoy this game, but have you ever had that one area of a video game that you love the game to death, but it's just that one area you always dread going through? Chapter 9 is that for me. Chapter 9 starts out alright, and then there's a part, like, a little into it, we have to go into this building, and it just goes downhill in the whole building. I really don't enjoy it. Right, but our main section here is done, so the next section is the boss fight.
If you hadn't come along. It looks like the door's locked from the other side.
Sebastian, maybe we can lift this enough for Kidman to go under and open it from the other side.
We're counting on you.
All right.
Oh wow, you can't lift it up much, blokes. Well, I guess it's a giant steel door, so it's going to be really heavy, but still. I was expecting you to lift it up a little bit more. Bloody hell. I wish they did more of a lot of the characters in this, because the only character that's semi-interesting is Ruvik, and he's the main villain. The actual main character you're playing as, like Sebastian here, he's got a backstory, and the backstory is kind of interesting, but his actual character in-game isn't interesting. He's very one-dimensional.
I'm glad you're both all right.
It's odd, though. Why would they catch you instead of just killing you?
Maybe he didn't see me as a threat.
He.
Yeah, it's consistently implied every time you talk to Kidman that she knows a bit more than she's letting on. Oh, here's that boss fight. But we have a little bit more running. That was just sort of your tease to the boss. And I'm really dreading that boss fight. Thankfully the game's generous enough to give you a save room, so I'm going to go in there, upgrade up and do a bit of saving beforehand. Really, that's not openable? Alright. I'm sure that's the only reason, because down there is the boss fight. So they just give you the save points. They just know that the boss fight's bullshit. They must have known that it's going to be a really hard, unfair boss fight. They're saying that Sebastian was getting married at that point. So the person he originally worked with, he eventually got married to.
Sebastian,
Hello, woman.
have you forgotten something?
I'm sure she always says that. The amount of times we've been in here and she goes, have you forgotten something? Like, no, I haven't. Missing patients found in mental hospital. Oh, and there's a missing poster as well. Who's in here? No one important. Actually, we got a key. We got another key from like when we was checking the cell, so let's actually look. And we have a ooh gel. Don't look at the gels like not, because they actually give you a lot, like 5,000 there. The doors only go back 2 once you've picked up everything that's in it, but you can't open them again with a new key. Like there's only a limited amount of keys in the game anyway. But you can find them all. But my word, does it take it out of you to try and find them all? Because there's so many of them, and some of them are so obscurely placed. Like I'm willing to bet we've passed about 10 of them so far. Ooh, that's a lot to upgrade my health. Because I sort of want to upgrade my health because it'll restore it to full as well, but at the same time, I sort of don't. This is our stock, like I said, how much more we can carry on top of what we have. This is how much we can upgrade the actual bolts themselves. But as I said, you see the harpoon bolt is only damage, while shock bolt is range and the explosive bolt is range. I'll upgrade the health a bit. Is there anything else I can upgrade? I'll upgrade the charge time, because it's near enough half the charge time to pull back on the bolt and the crossbow. I don't think we can afford anything else. No, I'll take that as good. Right, I'm going to quickly save and then cut back to outside the hospital, and I'll see you when I get there. Right, now or never then. I did go out of my way to take a drink, have a bit of food, and sort of brace myself for this boss fight coming up a little between the edits. So that was kind of nice, and so I'm a bit more refreshed and ready to, you know, suffer this boss fight. But hey ho, I'll give it my best shot. Oh, hello. A few normal mooks beforehand. I still don't have any matches, so I can't light any of these bodies up to try and catch them. Ow. It's one. Alright, that was the critical kicking in. And we're already out of ammo in the pistol. There is ammo in the boss's arena, so it's not the end of the world if I go through a bit here, because the boss only spawns in when you step in the middle of the arena, so if you hold it out, you're fine. Oh, and now there's matches. There's a pressure plate there on the ground. Look, if you stand on it, don't rush through this area. Oh, more bolts. Yeah, I'll make another one. I'm trying to make as many bolts as possible just to be safe. Keep an eye on the ground because you don't want to step on a pressure plate and like end up slamming yourself. Oh, I thought that was going to be another locker and it wasn't. Right, this is our little opening to the boss. It's not the actual boss fight, this is just a little opening section to give you an idea of how you're supposed to beat the boss. Yeah, I'll put myself in full health so I can take this. Right, that statue I'm not going to bother trying to get now. I'm going to come back for it because Laura, that our boss threatened here, is an instant killer, so I'm not going to bother. Right, you stand back here. She'll set herself on fire and she'll get harmed by the fire. This is the game showing you that this is how you harm her. Like, she does take damage from bullets, but she takes not enough for you to bother. Like, the only time I recommend shooting at her is when she's already on fire, because it seems to do more damage once she's already on fire. So let's get back in here. Try and get our statue. Get our key, so then next time you go back to there. I would run back and use it, but there's no point. I might as well just tank and try and do the boss fight. And here comes the actual boss fight. The only strategy I can really give for this is prepare, look around the arena if you don't know the arena, and look for where all the fire hazards are and almost build a route in your head. I'm going to shut up now because I need to concentrate on this, and well, I doubt I'm going to get this on my first attempt, but we'll see what happens. Wow, I actually won? I made a lot of mistakes during that. Like, when it went to come out of the bodies, if you light it at the right time, it will set her on fire as soon as she came out, and I mistimed all but the first one. I'm surprised I still got that even though I mistimed a lot of that. I didn't realise the harpoon bolts won't set off the explosive, so when I put a harpoon bolt in the explosive, I just wasted the harpoon. I made so many mistakes and somehow I didn't die. It even had one good lunge at me and I managed to avoid it. And especially more impressive, that boss is an instant kill. Every single attack it does is a one-hit kill. So the fact that I got through that on my first attempt with so many mistakes, I'm actually quite chuffed with that. If only I could have that luck with all the boss fights. Look, and there's still more fire stuff around the arena I could have used. Like the giant fire pit. The fire pit does double damage compared to all the other fire traps, but look, there's another one over here. That's not going to open up, never mind. There's another one over here, and the fire traps do double damage, so if you get into both the fire traps, you pretty much won already. There's loads of torches around, there's flame drums around. Well, explosive barrels around even. There was loads of stuff around for it, and I didn't get through as much of it before she went down. I'm really chuffed with that. Because she's such a hard fight. And this is where we actually do get a bit more of a background on Ruvik and what's happening.
Indicates issues of communication, social cognition, repetitive behaviors, signs of synesthesia reported. Genealogy suggests increased susceptibility to external stimuli. Pattern adaptiveness. Could you be what I've been searching for all these years?
So what that guy literally just said is that his brain is extremely loose and extremely open, so almost anyone can make alterations to it.
Is compatible.
So so Ruvik is legitimately trying to do something to Leslie for some personal gain involving brains.
What in the hell?
Right, now we have a bit of fun. Right, fun fact, the torches are useless on these enemies for some stupid reason. Let's see. What you've got to do, you have to knock them to the ground, and then when they're on the ground you have to pull out the tube that's attached to the back of their head. Like so. And the system starts to malfunction the more and more you take out of it. It makes it kind of hard to aim when all this is happening. Oh screw it, I'm just going to go to shotgun. Ooh, more ammo. Right, and this, after you pull out that third one, that's pretty much enough to say this chapter's done. And that sort of gives you an idea of what's to come as well. That's sort of like a little tease of what's coming soon. But that's the end of the chapter, so I'll see you guys next time. Take care.